You're infertile, Heather. I saw the test results myself. Stop this charade. My twin sister Brooke's voice shattered through the pink and blue balloons as 50 guests turned to stare at my gender reveal party. Dr. Martinez's name flashed on my phone's screen at that exact moment, and when I answered on speaker out of pure shock, her cheerful voice boomed across the stunned silence. Heather, just calling to confirm your ultrasound appointment tomorrow. We need extra time to check all 3 heartbeats. But the real bombshell was still to come. How Brooke had access to those medical records would destroy everything she thought she knew about her perfect life. The backyard fell so quiet I could hear the neighbor's sprinkler system. Pink and blue streamers fluttered in the breeze above frozen guests holding untouched cake. My husband Marcus stood by the confetti cannon, his fingers still on the trigger we'd never pulled. 3 heartbeats, Brooke whispered, her face draining of color. Dr. Martinez, I managed, my voice surprisingly steady. You're on speaker. At my gender reveal party. Oh, how wonderful. Well, congratulations again on the triplets. I'll see you tomorrow at 2. The line went dead. 50 pairs of eyes ping-ponged between Brooke and me. Identical faces showing very different emotions. Mine, shock mixed with growing anger. Hers, the dawning realization that she'd just detonated a bomb in her own life. Brooke, I said slowly, what medical records did you see? She took a step back, bumping into the dessert table. There must be some mistake. What? Medical records. Our mother pushed through the crowd, her face ashen. Girls, please. No, Mom. I kept my eyes on my twin. She just announced to everyone that I'm infertile. She said she saw test results. I want to know how. Brooke's husband Nathan appeared at her elbow, confusion written across his features. Babe, what's going on? Tell them, I said. Tell everyone how you had access to medical records. Tell them why you were so sure I couldn't be pregnant. It's not. I can explain. Then explain. The party guests formed a semicircle around us, friends, family, co-workers, all waiting. Someone turned off the playlist. Even the kids sensed drama and stopped playing. Brooke lifted her chin, trying to reclaim control. Fine. Remember last month when you had that appointment at Forest Hills Fertility Clinic? You used my name. The receptionist called to confirm, and I played along, thinking you made a mistake. When I went to clear it up, they showed me the file. I've never been to Forest Hills, I said quietly. Don't lie. They had everything. Test results showing blocked tubes, hormone levels incompatible with pregnancy, recommendations for IVF. Dr. Singh's notes said the chances of natural conception were less than 1%. Nathan stepped away from his wife. Brooke, why would you go to a fertility clinic? The silence stretched like taffy. Our cousin Jessica, ever the detective, pulled out her phone. Forest Hills Fertility Clinic. That's 40 minutes away. Heather, didn't you go to Reproductive Wellness Center on Oak Street? Yes, I confirmed. Dr. Martinez has been my OB for 5 years. I've never been to Forest Hills. Then whose records? Nathan's voice trailed off as he stared at his wife. Brooke's carefully constructed composure began to crack. This doesn't make sense. Sure it does, I said, the pieces clicking into place. You went to a fertility clinic. You used my name. Why? I didn't. The receptionist called to confirm an appointment for Heather Morrison. You played along. Why would you do that unless you'd already given them that name? Our mother gasped. Brooke, you didn't. Didn't what? Nathan demanded. I pulled up my phone, scrolling through my calendar. 6 weeks ago, you asked to borrow my insurance card. Said yours was lost, and you had an urgent dermatologist appointment for that rash. So I checked my insurance claims last week because the statements looked weird. There was no dermatologist visit, but there was a claim from Forest Hills Fertility Clinic. The cake knife slipped from someone's hand, clattering on the patio. You used my identity, I continued, my voice growing stronger. You made an appointment under my name, used my insurance, got tested. Why? Brooke's mask finally shattered completely. Tears streamed down her face, but they weren't tears of remorse. They were tears of rage at being caught. Because I couldn't use mine, she exploded. Nathan didn't want to get tested. Said if we couldn't have kids naturally, it was God's will. I needed to know if it was me, but I couldn't risk him finding out. Nathan staggered backward. We agreed. We agreed to let nature take its course. It's been 3 years, Brooke screamed. 3 years of temperature charts and ovulation kits and vitamin supplements while you refused to even discuss testing. 3 years of watching everyone else get pregnant while you quoted scripture at me. So you committed insurance fraud? I asked. Identity theft? And then tried to humiliate me in front of everyone because… What? You were jealous. You don't understand. She whirled on me. You married Marcus 6 months ago. 6 months. And you're already having triplets. Do you know what it's like being the infertile twin? The broken one. You're not broken, Nathan said quietly, but she laughed bitterly. Yes, I am. Those test results, blocked tubes, endometriosis, hormone imbalances, that's all me. Not Heather. Me. She looked around wildly at our stunned relatives. But perfect Heather couldn't just have one baby like a normal person. She had to have 3. Marcus finally moved, positioning himself protectively near me. You tried to destroy our gender reveal because you were jealous? I thought. Brooke wiped her face, smearing mascara. When I saw those results under her name, I convinced myself they were really hers. That maybe we'd both have issues. That I wasn't alone. So you decided to out me as infertile at my party? I touched my stomach, where 3 tiny lives grew. What was the plan, Brooke? Humiliate me and then what? I don't know. She collapsed into a chair. I saw you all happy with your pink and blue everything, and those test results were all I could think about. I thought if everyone knew you were faking. You thought you'd feel better about yourself, our mother finished coldly. Mom never spoke to us coldly. You thought tearing down your sister would somehow lift you up. The gathered crowd began to shift uncomfortably. This was beyond normal family drama. This was wrestling with identity theft, medical privacy violations, and the public implosion of a marriage. Nathan found his voice. 3 years. You've been lying for 3 years. You wouldn't listen. Brooke shot back. Every time I brought up testing, you said God would provide in his time. Well, guess what? God provided blocked tubes and a hostile uterus. So you stole your sister's identity? I was desperate. You were deceptive. He turned to me. Heather, I'm so sorry. We should go. No, Brooke stood. We're not done. She needs to admit it. Admit what? I asked, exhausted by the drama. That you knew. You had to know I was struggling. Twins know. You got pregnant right away to show me up. The accusation hung in the air like smog. Our Aunt Helen actually laughed, a sharp, disbelieving sound. Brooke, I said slowly, I got pregnant because Marcus and I want children. It had nothing to do with you. Not everything is about you. Twins share everything. No, I corrected. We don't. We're individuals. Your infertility isn't my fault or my responsibility. And it definitely doesn't justify identity theft. Our cousin Michael, the lawyer, cleared his throat. Heather, you need to file a police report. Identity theft is a felony, and medical identity theft can affect your coverage for years. She's not pressing charges, Brooke said dismissively. We're sisters. We were sisters, I corrected. Sisters don't do this. Sisters don't use each other's insurance to get medical care. Sisters don't publicly humiliate each other out of spite. And sisters definitely don't feel entitled to forgiveness for felonies. The reality of her situation finally seemed to hit Brooke. You'd send me to jail? You sent yourself the moment you used my identity. I'm just deciding whether to hold you accountable. Nathan, she turned to her husband. Tell her. But Nathan was already walking away. I need time. I can't do this right now. You can't leave me. He paused at the gate. You lied about everything. Used your sister's identity. Committed fraud. And worst of all, you never trusted me enough to be honest. That's not a marriage, Brooke. That's a sham. He left. The gate clicked shut with a finality that echoed across the yard. Brooke sank back into the chair, suddenly looking older than our 32 years. The party guests began to disperse, murmuring excuses, gathering children, abandoning plates of untouched food. The triplets, she whispered. Are they? 2 boys and a girl, I said. We were about to reveal it when you decided to blow everything up. She started crying again. Real tears this time, not the angry ones from before. I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught. Sorry your husband left. Sorry you look like the villain. But you're not sorry for what you did. Mom approached carefully. Girls, we can work this out. No, I interrupted. We can't. Brooke committed multiple crimes. She violated my privacy, my trust, and my medical identity. She tried to destroy my pregnancy announcement out of spite. There's no working this out. But we're family. I looked at my mother, the woman who'd always preached forgiveness, who'd smoothed over every fight with cookies and forced hugs. Family doesn't mean accepting abuse. It doesn't mean enabling criminal behavior. And it doesn't mean I have to pretend this is forgivable. Marcus touched my arm. We should go. Stress isn't good for the babies. I nodded, then addressed the few remaining guests. Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry for this. We're having 2 boys and a girl, due in October. And despite what you witnessed today, we're thrilled. As we gathered our things, Brooke made one last plea. Heather, please. I'll get help. Therapy. Whatever you want. What I want, I said, pausing at the patio door, is to never have my identity stolen again. Never have my medical privacy violated. Never be ambushed at my own party by someone who should have loved me enough to be happy for me. I do love you. No, Brooke. You love the idea of us being the same. But we're not. I'm pregnant with triplets, and you're infertile. I'm honest, and you're a fraud. I'm pressing charges, and you're probably going to need a lawyer. I left her sobbing in the ruins of my gender reveal party, surrounded by pink and blue decorations that would never fulfill their purpose. The confetti cannons remained unfired. The cake uncut. The joy unstolen, because I refused to let her take that too. The drive home was silent until Marcus finally spoke. Triplets, huh? Despite everything, I smiled. 2 boys and a girl. And your sister? I don't have a sister anymore. I have a cautionary tale about what happens when jealousy metastasizes into malice. He reached over and took my hand. Are you really going to press charges? Yes. If I don't, she'll do it again. Maybe not to me, but to someone else. She needs consequences, not coddling. Your mom won't understand. Then she'll have to choose. Enable a criminal or support her victim. Can't do both. We drove past Forest Hills Fertility Clinic on the way home. A coincidence that felt like cosmic punctuation. Somewhere in their files was my stolen identity, test results that weren't mine, a desperate woman's attempt to avoid her own truth by stealing someone else's. 3 heartbeats pulsed inside me. Tiny rebels against Brooke's narrative that I was infertile. Dr. Martinez had called them miracle babies, conceived against odds that suggested intervention would be needed. But they weren't miracles. They were evidence. Evidence that Brooke's jealousy had driven her to crimes. Evidence that identity and biology aren't always linked. Evidence that sometimes the person who shares your face can be a stranger to your heart. The gender reveal had certainly revealed something. Just not what we'd planned. It revealed that my twin sister would rather destroy me than face her own pain. That she'd commit felonies before admitting weakness. That she'd burn every bridge before building a single honest connection. The triplets kicked in sequence, a rolling wave of movement that made me gasp. You okay? Marcus asked. Yeah, they're just reminding me they're here. Despite everything. Because of everything, he corrected. They're fighters. Like their mom. I thought about Brooke, alone at the party house, surrounded by evidence of her spectacular self-destruction. Tomorrow, I'd file police reports, change my insurance, begin the long process of untangling medical fraud. But tonight, I'd celebrate 3 lives that existed despite someone's attempt to erase them with lies. The revelation that changed everything wasn't about gender, it was about character. And while Brooke and I might share DNA, we clearly didn't share values. She'd stolen my identity to hide her infertility. But in doing so, she'd revealed exactly who she really was. And who she was someone I could no longer call family.